Hi, I'm Commissioner Nancy Jester, and welcome to Nancy Jester Reports for Tuesday, October 24th, 2017. Today we had your Board of Commissioners meeting, and I'd like to go over what we did today on our agenda. I will note that we have National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we had the Solicitor General for DeKalb down to talk to us about this important issue that she deals with in her office, and we recognize that it is an awareness month. So that was a very informative discussion. We had a number of hearings today. We had a streetlight petition in District 2. We did amend the pension code for DeKalb County, and that was very helpful, and I'm glad we did that. This now makes the pension plan year congruent with the calendar year that the county operates on a fiscal basis. So we will be able to get reports much more quickly from the pension plan that will populate our financial statements and so on. So I'm looking forward to that change. Let's see, we had a special land use permit in District 5 for a liquor store that got denied, so that was good to see. We had some appeals to historic decisions by the Historic Preservation Commission that we dealt with. If you want details on that, let me know. We had some appointments and reappointments to the Library Board. We have a new commissioner I'd like to welcome on the Planning Commission for District 1. Mr. Paul Womack has agreed to serve as the Planning Commissioner for District 1. And we are saying thank you and goodbye to our Planning Commissioner, Mary Kay Woodworth. She had to resign from the position because she's just simply too busy with her traveling schedule. But I really appreciate her service. She did a fantastic job, and I am sure Mr. Womack will do a great job as well. We had a number of consent agenda items that we approved. Our standard T hanger leases, we approved several of those from the PDK Airport. We accepted several grants, mostly public safety and court system grant monies that help us do the work that we do. We did retire a K-9 officer, K-9 Tycho, to his handler, so thank you for your service. And let's see, what else did we do here? A number of items went to various committees of jurisdiction. That will be a number of procurement items that will be reviewed, some of which were reviewed today, and I can go over some of those with you in just a moment. We did have the vote on the resolution to remove and relocate the Confederate monument on Decatur Square. I did vote against that resolution, and I've issued a statement about my reasons for doing that. So that was our agenda today. I did have one committee meeting today, which was the Operations Committee, and I'll go over what we discussed there. We went over a renewal of a state court probation management system, some software, just renewing that. Also, I learned we had a renewal procurement of red dye diesel fuel. I learned about why we have red dye diesel fuel. So if you're using it in an off-road purpose, a vehicle that's off-road or a generator, something like that, then you don't have to pay the taxes on that. The fuel is dyed red, so people understand that it's only supposed to be used in these off-road type purposes. So we approved that in committee. These will still go before the full board for approval. We also recommended approval to the full board of a 90% no-kill standard for our animal shelter. So this is one of those best practices that we're implementing for our animal shelter. We had some of the advisory board was there giving us testimony about why they'd like to see this, as well as some folks from Lifeline that run the shelter. So it was great to have them there, and we certainly recommended approval of that. That'll go before the full board, and I'm very excited about that for DeKalb County. The last thing we covered in the Operations Committee was a set of intergovernmental agreements, or IGAs as we call them, with between the tax commissioner, the county, and various cities. Basically, these intergovernmental agreements are negotiated by the tax commissioner and the cities, so that the tax commissioner can essentially issue the tax bill and collect the taxes for the cities. And there are some existing agreements. I believe there's an existing one with Dunwoody and Brookhaven, but there were a codification of some with other cities this go round. The county has to approve them now. I don't think that was always the case, but we've deferred this, so we're going to continue to keep talking about it. Basically, these negotiations are so that the tax commissioner gets paid for those services. What's interesting is the tax commissioner personally gets paid by the cities for those services. So, for instance, if you add up all of the the salary supplement that the tax commissioner would be getting currently from collecting taxes from all of the cities in DeKalb, that's an over $118,000 salary supplement that goes directly to the tax commissioner, not to the department, but to the tax commissioner, and it's income then that we have to pay the all the benefits on as well. The county gets a small amount in addition to that for the cost to the county to send the bills and so on. That is much smaller than what the tax commissioner is getting. So that's interesting. We've deferred this, and we've asked to speak with the tax commissioner about this at our next operations committee meeting. But that's state law, so that's a very interesting component of state law, that tax commissioners can make these negotiations and get these payments and supplement their salary to a large degree. So we will be talking more about that at our next operations committee meeting. So that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time for another edition of Nancy Jester Reports.